Are you in France at the moment?
Yeah, I'm in Paris. I'm in Paris with the family right now.
How is the family okay?
Alhamdulillah, everybody is good. Everybody is fine with this coronavirus, but it's a bad time for everyone. But we all the family is very good.
And you're retired now, aren't you? In January, you retired from football, professional football.
Yeah, I retired 6 months ago. Okay, it was a difficult time for me because it's not easy to say the goodbye at football because I live from football, and I decided to stop. And alhamdulillah, I'm very happy because now I'm with my children and I enjoy and I'm very happy.
And I saw the videos when you retired, like you were on, I think, a French station on the sports channel, and there were some amazing football players that you played with. They came on the video and they passed their messages of retirement. How does that make you feel? Like
I was very sad
I,
at the
I saw.
end, but I was very sad, and like a human, like a football player, when you receive a very good message about the supporter, about all the fans, your teammate, you feel something very strange. And in this moment, I was very happy, and I was very proud also because I've been playing a lot of big club, and all the club I play, alhamdulillah, I play very well. So I'm very, very happy about this.
I was telling you before we went live about a small story, nothing to do with football, nothing to do with the amazing things that you've done in football or how amazing person you are. Well, it is about amazing person. It was a personal kind of interaction between me and you. This was about 1 year ago, I think. In life, sometimes you have different levels of iman. Sometimes your iman goes weak, sometimes it goes strong, sometimes everything happens from Allah, and sometimes you go through these
Yeah.
situations. It was about 1 year ago. I messaged you on Instagram. It was about, in the UK, it was 3 a.m. And I think in Paris, it was about 4 a.m. in the morning, just before Fajr. And I was sending you a message about something else, some work I'm doing with young people. And I was saying, please have a look at this. What do you think about this? Any ideas? And you replied. And the first thing you replied was, Assalamu alaikum. How are you, brother? I hope you're okay. I've just woke up to pray Fajr. And just those small things that you said to me at that time in my life, I was going through kind of a point of iman is going a little bit weak, like I'm becoming a bit lazy, tired because of too much work, etc. And the thing that came to my mind is, subhanallah, this guy, he's a professional football player. He's played for Valencia, Juventus, Liverpool, Paris, so many different clubs. But the first thing he's doing is messaging me, assalamu alaikum, I'm getting ready for Fajr. And that, in my mind, something came in my mind, like, subhanallah, if this is a person who has wealth, who has fame, who has an amazing career, but number one is his salah. And I
All
said to
the time.
myself, why am I doing, like, just because I'm busy and I'm working, I'm slowly starting to forget my salah. And that was the most important message that drew a connection between, like, me interacting with you. I just wanted to share this story. It's not many people know this. Only a few of my friends know this story, and everyone I speak to, it's not about your football. It's about how you changed my perception during that time, and may Allah give you
Yeah.
Jannah for that.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, brother. It's true. I remember that time. But at the end, Alhamdulillah, because nothing happened with, you text me, I reply. It was time for me to play Fajr. Alhamdulillah, we were talking, and it's the life. It's true. All the fame, all the play football, all the thing. But at the end, first for me is Allah, and I believe in Allah, and I try all the time to make the thing good, to be close to Allah. This is the more important about everything.
100%. And I think I just wanted to share that story because I think it's important for people. Like, there's many young people who are joining this Zoom call now, and they're listening and their microphones on mute. And I think it's important, above everything else, you take your religion very seriously. And I think everyone should, if you're a Muslim, of course, or any religion. Um, Going on to, we talked about retirement. How are you finding retirement? Like, are you missing football? I know you mentioned you had to retire because the injuries were too much. You want to spend time with your family. How are you finding retirement?
But at the end, it was very difficult because from the beginning of my life, I started to play football. I was playing all the time. After that, when you stop something you love, you like, it's very strange. But after that, for the first months, it was very difficult. But after that, I start to work on other things. So I forget, and I still, I'm still training. But now football is finished for me, and I need to accept.
Well, you mentioned that you retired from football. Like, what are you doing now? Like, what's Mohamed Sissoko up to these days away from football?
But right now, I'm like a manager. I have a lot of young talent player, and I try to help them to grow up, to give him the good advice, to to support them, to make them like a big man. And I try every day.
Yeah.
I try every day, and Alhamdulillah, I'm very happy with this.
So how many players do you have at the moment? Like you're
At,
supporting?
but at the moment, I have 12 players. I have 12 players, French one, African one, and and I'm very happy at the moment with them.
Have you seen the documentary about Sadio Mane, made in Senegal?
Yeah, I saw. I saw it was very, very good, very emotional also.
So it's like so pleasing to hear that you obviously went through a career and you have contacts and connections and you have, in your own right, you've done some amazing things in football. And now the most amazing thing for me is you're now trying to ensure that there is a pathway for more players to come through as well. That is amazing.
Yeah, it's good because football is not easy. You need to work, you need to sacrifice, you need to think all the time about football, and you need to have the good people around you also because when you are famous, you start to have money, when you start to have success, lot of people around you. Sometimes it's good people, sometimes it's bad people. So you need to have a good people around you to grow up and to be a superstar.
So, like, for example, obviously all the work that you're doing with the players, the 12, 13 players you have, it's affected at the moment because of coronavirus in England. You will be aware, I'm positive because you have connections in England and friends. We're in lockdown at the moment. There is so many people that have passed away, unfortunately. How is it like in Paris, where you are at the moment, or even in Mali? Because people looking at Europe and thinking about Europe, but they don't think about the other countries. Maybe some people don't. Maybe some people do.
Yeah, the corona, in France, a lot of my friends have the corona, but alhamdulillah, Allah protect them. And I have a lot of people also die about this coronavirus. But it was bad moment. But right now the situation is more much better. But in Africa, at the end, it's not like in Europe. The case is very low, and inshallah, Allah protect all Africa because if this coronavirus go to Africa, it's gonna be very bad.
Yeah, I know. You can understand that with the lack of resources available, like hospitals and equipment as well. I just wanted to touch on an article I read recently with goal.com, I think you did, about some doctors. They mentioned something about testing the virus in Africa. When I saw that, it was ridiculous. Like, I couldn't believe they were saying this. And I'm so glad, like, people like yourself and many others, Drogba and other people have said this is ridiculous. What made you speak out against this?
I was not happy, to be honest, because we are not a cobaye. We are human, and we are like everyone. So how two people said these things in French television. I
Couldn't
think
believe it.
all the people was very, very, very sad about this. And this is we cannot accept this argument. It's impossible.
And do you think it's important for people who are in positions of power or fame, or have a good following, to stand up and speak out about these injustices that sometimes people speak about in the media or in face to face?
Yeah, of course, it's important because alhamdulillah, we can share a lot of people. When we talk, when we do something, alhamdulillah, a lot of people listen this. So it was time to wake up, because if we accept this, we can accept everything. So it was
Mm.
time to wake up, to say stop for this, because it's not the first time. So when you start first one, two, three, now we said no, we need to talk. We talk with Drogba, Eto, on all the player. We said we need to talk. It's time to talk.
So did you speak to Drogba and Eto and tell them we all need to come together?
Yeah, of course, because the union makes the power. So
Yeah.
we need to talk when this situation happens.
People that don't know you personally or understand football in a very close way, they may not understand that players talk to each other and they come up with ideas. Like, for example, in England, the Premier League players, the captains, Jordan Henderson from Liverpool, he got all the players together with Harry Maguire from Manchester United, and they supporting the NHS. Many people don't know that players talk to each other. How regularly do you talk to other professional football players, past and present, about
No,
situations?
depend. You have some respect with some player, and some confidence with some player, but
Mm,
not all the players are friends.
mm.
So with the close friend, we talk, we talk about everything, and with this Jordan Anderson make this thing happen. He talk with all the player from the Premier League to find the best solution for everyone, and I think is very good.
So you mentioned players talking to each other and what you've done with Eto and Drogba. What are the challenges that you're facing in Paris right now with coronavirus? Like in terms of work, in terms of supporting the young people that you work with, what are the main challenges?
It's not easy because now it's 2 months. All the players are at home. They are waiting to play football because all my players are missing football. And I try to talk to them. I try to help them to make something new. To learn to, I don't know, read books, learn to speak English,
Oh,
Spanish.
wow.
So this is more important. Your mind can be more open, and this is to make the time quick.
So it's not just about football. You're also providing them education, like the importance of learning different languages and.
Yeah, this is important because when you have the chance to traveling everywhere, you need to learn to speak Spanish, English, Italian, and this is important.
So, you went from Auxerre to Valencia, if I'm not mistaken. You didn't know any Spanish at the time when you went from Auxerre to Valencia?
Nothing.
Zero.
Nothing. To be honest, nothing. Just hola, said hello, but at the end, I didn't learn nothing. That's why I prevent to my player to learn, because it's very important when you change the country club. You have already the language. This helps you to start very good.
How does it happen? How does Senor Benitez, he just phoned your agent or he phones you and says, Momo, I want you to come to Valencia. Do you speak in Spanish? Do you speak in English? Like, how does it work? Like people that don't know.
No, because Benitez, he was talking French.
Wow.
So also the sport director, Benitez, is very clever. He speaks
Yeah.
a lot of language. And he called me with the sport director, Garcia Pitars. He's right now in Aston Villa. And he called me and he said, we want you in Valencia. After I decide to move, Alhamdulillah, we win the first year the leagues, the UEFA, and the league, the Cup of Spain. So for my first year, it was amazing.
Were you with the family at the time, or were you alone, single?
Now I was alone. I was alone.
Wow.
I was alone. It was not easy because different country, different city, different people. And but after that, I go to mission. I go for my family. I go to play, to enjoy, and to make my family very proud, very
So,
proud.
so you arrive in Spain. You don't speak much of the language apart from Hola. You meet the manager. does the club provide you like support in learning Spanish, or is that up to you to go and learn yourself?
No, no, they put me one professor, but after, to be honest, after 1 week, I said no. I'm gonna start with my teammate. I was listening in the dressing room all the time. After that, I didn't. I was not scared to talk with them, and I start to talk, and after and now I speak Spanish.
And who did you get on the best with in Valencia? Which player was the one that was really close to you?
But I was very close with Carboni. You know,
Yeah,
Carboni was very close with Ayala also. On the one guy's Marchena.
yeah.
On that time, we are very good group. You know.
You had there was when you were playing, there was Pablo Aimar playing as well, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Ruben Baraja.
Emma also. Yeah,
What a player! What a players!
good player, very good player.
I think Liverpool played Valencia. Were you at Valencia at the time when they played each other?
No, no,
Okay,
no. I was
okay.
not there.
So then, like one of the things that I wanted to ask you about. Obviously, I'm a massive Liverpool fan since I was growing up. My brothers and everyone. I and many Liverpool fans, we felt that you were not at Liverpool long enough. Like you were just getting, obviously there was Gerrard, Mascherano, Alonso, but you were fantastic in that team as well. And we felt like you were perfect, but you left too early. Do you feel like you should have stayed a bit longer, or was you up to what was the reasoning behind it all?
No, the reason, it was my injury. To be honest, when I was there, I enjoy my time in Liverpool. Liverpool for me, I'm still support Liverpool because it's a special club, and I'm very proud and very happy to play for Liverpool. And to be honest, it was a short but very intensive. I play, I play with big player. I play with one club like Liverpool. It was amazing. And to be honest, it was short but very intensive. And I'm very proud because in two years and a half, I do very good things. And right now, the supporter remember me,
Yeah.
and I'm very happy for that.
So when you arrived in Liverpool now, um, there's a fantastic manager. There's fantastic players. You're another player. You were very young when you came to Liverpool. Who was the players that kind of made you feel welcome at Liverpool at the time? Was there any other African players at the time? I think there was Jimmy Traore.
Yeah, Jimmy Traore, Djibril Cissé,
Oh
he's half
yes,
French, Djibril Cissé. And yeah, no, all the play was amazing with me. The Spanish guys, Sami Epia, Gerard, all of them, they have good comportment with me. And we play very well. We win the FA Cup, the Carling Cup. And, very happy, very happy.
I see that you still have a good relationship and friendship with Steven Gerrard. Um, how is that relationship? Is it like a footballing professional relationship you have, or friendship?
Yeah, good. To be honest, very good. And I was very happy. Also, when I retired, he sent me
Yeah.
a very good text message. And to be honest, I was very proud. And I was, one guy's like Steven Gerrard send you a text message. After, you feel very happy. And to be honest, now he's a manager of Glasgow. And I think in 2 years, he's gonna be the next manager of Liverpool.
Yeah. If
I'm sure.
after Corona finishes, if you
Yeah.
get a phone call from Steven Gerrard and he says, "Momo, I need you in the midfield, please, 6 months loan, it's just
Yeah,
short-term deal. You're gonna come and play for Rangers."
for sure.
That's brilliant. That's good to know. Now you look very fit. You look like you work out regularly, so I'm sure you can play. You're only 35 years old, right?
Yeah, 35, but when the how I play, it was very contactful. So, I have the injury was bad for me, but alhamdulillah, I play, I enjoy, I make my family happy. Right now, football is finished for me. I, inshallah, all my players gonna have success for them. I try to help them all the time, and that's it.
So a bit of a personal question, like your children. How many children do you have? Boys, girls?
Yeah, I have five girls and two boys.
And do they know about Daddy? Daddy was the daddy midfielder.
Yeah, I showed them all the video in YouTube.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah,
So I have some friends and players I work with from Gambia, from Mali. They're on this Zoom at the moment, and we always have these debates. I want to ask you a question. You played
yeah.
in Serie A, you played in Liga, you played in La Liga, Premier League. Which is the best league in the world right now?
For me, to be honest, the Premier League is amazing. The Premier League it's very, very intensive. You know, the supporters are amazing. You know, you feel football. You know, you feel very good football. The first can lose against the bottom of the table. You know, and the Premier League for me is the best for me.
And then what would you say next is La Liga or Serie A
We will see because right
or
now
Liga?
the Serie A is not so good because now you know a lot of problem. But to be honest, Juventus is very strong. It's very 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 strong right now.
I want to take it just a little bit back again when we talked about the doctors and what they said in about the coronavirus, because I just remembered a subject. The last 6 months before the Premier League finished, there was a lot of emotion and literature and media about racism and things like this. Um, is there any way we're going to get around this? Is it going to still exist? This is 2020 and this is still happening, racism?
This, to be honest, is very. I don't know how to talk about this. You know, we now it's not like before. Right now, it's a lot of mix of people. I think we need to respect all the religion, all the color. We are all the brother. And when I saw these things happen in Italy, in France, in England, I said something wrong happened. So I don't know. I don't know. This is not possible in this time. That time, this happened is not possible. But I wish in the future this thing's gonna be far away from the football and for the life.
I have a solution. You don't have to say yes now, but soon, inshallah, we can both work together and we can go around professional clubs and speak to fans groups and give them some awareness and education. Because in my opinion, if someone is being racist or doing something bad, at the moment they're getting fined and they're getting banned, and the club is getting fined and banned. But there is no education behind it. I think there needs to be education.
Yeah, but the education starts from the beginning, my brother. If your
Yeah,
parents are racist, you are racist.
yeah.
So you need to, just the education make in the beginning, and we will see.
But do you think that even if someone is born into racism, they can change if they are given the right information and
Yeah,
they meet the right people?
yeah, it can change. It can change. It's like when some people don't like Islam. After that, when they sing, when they start to read, when they start to talk with the good Muslim people, they change. And it's the same.
I love what you just said there, because that leads beautifully onto the next position. Like, obviously you're a former player, retired now, but and there's many players that are coming through the African kind of, I want to use the word conveyor belt, as in a lot of fantastic players are coming through, and you can see that in performances at international levels as well. And there's a lot of Muslim players coming through, and they've just been an amazing beacon of um, you know like knowledge of how Islam should be portrayed. There's Sadio
Yeah,
Mane, Mohamed Salah, Chika Kouyaté. There is many. There's so many. There's yourself, of course. There is many.
yeah. This is important. We change the image of Islam because to be honest, when you talk about Islam with some people, they don't want to talk about Islam. But with this comportment, we can show to the people we are good people. We are not strange. We are not like terrorists or something like this. We are human. We respect everyone, and it's good to have some people like Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah. Show to the people. I'm Muslim. I play well. I score goal. I love everyone. And Alhamdulillah, I sujood also when I score.
Yeah,
And
alhamdulillah.
this is good image.
Yeah. Um, I remember after, unfortunately, the Paris attacks, I can't remember which year, maybe 2 years ago or last year, um, um, Patrice Evra was on Canal Sport or one of the channels, and he was talking about um, this is not a Muslim thing. There's a small minority of people that are doing these bad things, and he was explaining that he read the Quran, and he was explaining that he has many friends who are football players who are Muslim, and he sees how they are. So I think a really important message for me was, so I read it once. Someone says the people who don't know about Islam don't know the Quran, they don't know the Hadith, but they know you as an individual. So if your adab and your akhlaq and your characterism is good, then they will understand Islam better.
Of course, it's true. It's true. When you make good comportment, when you are happy with people, you show them the good image. The main change. So it's very important to have a good comportment with people.
And I didn't even, apologies, I didn't even say Ramadan Mubarak to you because it's Ramadan at the moment. I should have said that at
Yeah,
the beginning. How are you finding Ramadan?
very good, very good. It's not, I feel something, not like the old hairs. It's very strange, but at the end we need to respect. We need to respect because right now normally I'm in the mosque doing
Tarawih.
the taraweh, and now all the mosques are closed, so we make taraweh at home. But now we know the important things of mosque. This is important.
I'm so glad you said that, because when coronavirus didn't exist, we used to take things for granted, like, oh, I'm feeling tired, I will do Tarawih at home today, I will not go to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
masjid.
it's true.
And now we're all crying for the masjid.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true.
Subhanallah.
Yeah.
So the previous clubs that you were at, for example, whilst you were playing, did Ramadan affect you in any way? How open were the clubs in understanding about Ramadan and your fasting?
No, nothing. I didn't have any problem with my coach, with my club. I was telling them the truth. All my life I make Ramadan, and I'm not changing the way what I do the Ramadan. They accept, and we are talking like a big man, and they accept. And when I was doing the Ramadan, I was I was playing all the time very, very good. So one day Benitez said to me, you make Ramadan, but make Ramadan more, you're gonna play very, very good.
So they're telling you, Rafa Benitez and the coaches at Juventus, they're all telling you, Jose, fast more, do Ramadan more, because you're
Yeah,
playing even better.
yeah, it's true.
We spoke to Dr. Zaf Iqbal last week, he was at Liverpool.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he was at Liverpool when you were there, maybe under Brendan
No, he
Rodgers.
was not in Liverpool, but I saw them. I saw them.
Yeah, he mentioned sometimes players who fast, it can affect them in a positive way mentally. They're mentally stronger.
Yeah, true. It's true because I feel like I feel like I don't know. I was flying. I was flying. I don't know. Allah give me all the power. I was playing very well. I was scoring goal on the all the time. I was asking asked to Allah to give me good positive things.
When you, for example, I'm sorry, I keep talking about Liverpool because naturally this is the club I support.
Yeah,
When it was Ramadan, iftar, like you go to training in the morning at Melwood,
yeah,
and then when it's time to have iftar, what do? You just go home and you cook yourself, you eat yourself, or you have a chef?
yeah. I was cooking myself by myself, but also after I decided to take one chef, and he was doing everything for me. On the no,
Was that French cuisine, English cuisine, or African cuisine?
no, both of them.
We have some friends in here. They will ask you some questions after a few minutes. We have some.
Yeah,
They introduced us to some African Gambian food. Fantastic,
yeah.
fantastic
I
food.
know, Gambia.
That's good. So when you were, for example, if you were playing a match and it was Ramadan, what would you do? Like if it's iftar time and you're in the middle of the match, have you ever had a situation where you're playing a match and then it's iftar time?
Yeah, I was, I was adapting myself, like like I was not doing Ramadan. I was eating very good in the morning. After that, my body was good, and I I was not thinking about food on the water.
But when you're playing, say in the middle of the match, it's now time for Maghrib or time for iftar. What would you do? Would you go to the side of the pitch and have some water, or how did you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. After when you will start to eat, I have some date like like that.
Yeah.
What's the name? Yeah. And I go to see the doctor. He give me this, and after I start to play again.
So you're at Liverpool now, and you have a call that Juventus want you. How do you feel about Juventus? You know, one of the biggest clubs in the world. They want you.
It was a big decision, but at the end, I left one big club to go to another big club. So for me, it was an honor. Like when I was young, I was all the time supporting Juventus. So my idol it was Zinedine Zidane. So when I first time I play with Juventus, I feel something very good, and I said, okay, Zidane play with this shirt, also Sissoko play with this shirt, and I was very very proud of this.
Were you at the club same time as Zidane at the same time?
No. Zidane was a long time ago.
He's gone. Yeah.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
played at the same. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Who was the key players whilst you were playing at Juventus at the time? Obviously, Buffon was still, because Buffon is still playing now.
Yeah, I play with very big star like Trezeguet, Del Piero, Nedved, Camoranesi, Cannavaro, Grosso, Iaquinta, big player.
You never said Momo Sissoko.
Yeah, Momo.
Of course. Well, first of all, thank you obviously coming on. I know there's some young people that they want to ask you some questions as well. So I want to give them enough time, because the last week, what I've been doing is I've been talking so much and there's not enough chance for them to ask questions. But I have a few more questions for you. So you mentioned about the players that you're working with in Paris at the moment, and some African players and French players. Who is the player to watch out for, the next big? I know you don't want to put them under pressure, but maybe not the players that you're working with, but the players who are already playing professional. Who is the next big African star coming out?
But I think Victor Osimhen is gonna be the big star for African football. To be honest, because it's very good. One guy is one of my player, Brandon Sopi,
Who is he playing for?
left. He's playing with Rennes, but he's a young one. I think he's gonna be very very big player. And also Idi Watara is playing in Lille, and he's a big. He's very strong, and I think if his work very good, he has the same talent that Didier Drogba. For me, he's gonna be amazing player.
Yes. So
Inshallah.
you can Alhamdulillah, you can get your phone book out, your phone out, and you can say Stevie G, Zizou. You could say Trezeguet, Canute, anyone. You can say, look, I have this player. Come and have a look at him. Easy.
Yeah, easy. but they need to work. They need to work because it's good to have a talent, but when you have a talent, you need to work to go step by step.
What about you, management? You have so much experience under what I think, in my opinion, there's going to be so many people in this Zoom who are Man United fans that they will not agree with me. Under one of the best tacticians in the footballing world, Senor Benitez, you have that knowledge to take from him, and other managers, of course, at Juventus, Paris, Jose. You don't want to manage?
Yeah, no. To be honest, it's not for me. I'm like I prefer to help the young people. After that, when I grow up, my dream is to be the next president of the Federation of Mali.
Wow.
Inshallah,
Inshallah. May Allah
this
make
is
you
this
get
is
to
my
that
dream.
position. That's amazing. Um, when we spoke before, you mentioned about some of the work that you do charity wise, and um, you have your own foundation at the moment, right?
Yeah, now I'm working with my own foundation. Right now, with my friend, we go to the ghetto from France. All this area is very very poor. So we on this coronavirus, lot of people don't work. Lot of people have problem to eat. So we try to help them, and alhamdulillah we try to
What's
we
the
try.
name of your foundation?
It's gonna call Momo Sissoko Foundation.
You know, when you have everything set up and ready, please send that information to us, because
Okay,
we recently did a little collection. We're only a small grassroots Sunday league team, but we had a similar problem in where we are in Birmingham. It's a very deprived area of poor people. There's not enough food, and we did a small collection. So inshallah, if you set it up and you have everything ready, if you pass the details to us, we will share it. I'm sure everyone will want to contribute, especially it's Ramadan as well.
inshallah, no problem. I appreciate.
And is that support extended to Africa as well, or just Paris?
No. Also in Africa, I try my best in Africa, in Mali, but after that I want to make in all Africa. But we want to already start to make water on some village, and I make a mosque in my village, on
Mashallah.
the step by step.
And how often do you go to Mali? Do you visit often, or?
Yeah, I go. Uh, 1 year I didn't go because I was very busy. But often I go to Mali to see my family, and to try to help my people.
Were you born in Mali or were you born in France?
Now I born in France. But my heart is from Mali.
That's why you played for the
Yeah,
Mali national team rather than the French
yeah,
national team.
yeah. It's true.
Did they ask you to play for the France team as well?
No, I was playing when I was young. I was playing with the French national team, but after, when I changed, it was because my first traveling in Mali, all the people, they received me in the airport. It was 1,000 people waiting for me in the airport, tell to give to talk to me, say come to join us on Mali, we want you. And after I decide to change. Alhamdulillah, I'm happy with this.
Alhamdulillah. And just a question out of curiosity: what's the language of official language of Mali, or is it like Gambia where there is many different um, dialects and languages spoken in the country? Is it Wolof?
Hello?
Hello,
Yes,
can you hear me, brother?
yes.
Sorry, I was asking, what's the language in Mali?
Now it's different language. We talk Bambara, we talk also Soninke, we talk French also, and it's different language, but all the people speak French there.
Okay. And the final parts of this interview with you, I just want to ask you, out of Liverpool, who is the best player you played with at Liverpool?
For me, Stevie G. Stevie G.
And at Juventus
Del Piero.
and Paris Saint-Germain?
I think Ibrahimovic.
Oh yeah, you played with Ibrahimovic as well.
Yeah,
SubhanAllah,
yeah.
that's amazing. And I have one final question for you. So if I've got my five-a-side team, we're going to the local football stadium, small one, to play five-a-side. What's your 5 players you will choose to play against my five-a-side team?
I put Buffon in the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Okay. Center back, I put Cannavaro.
Wow.
Number 6, after I put Sissoko
Yeah.
with CVG, and two more player.
You know what? 3 more players, no problem.
3 more player. I put one Ibrahimovic,
Yeah.
Del Piero, and Fernando Torres.
Wow, that's a strong
No,
team. But there's no
yeah,
no Salah, no Mane,
yeah.
no
But
Etu,
this
no
is
Drogba.
yeah. Just the player who I play with or all the player.
Ah, yeah, you're right. These are the players you played with. Okay, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's understandable.
Okay.
Just one final question before I let the other people ask you some questions. How do you think Liverpool are doing right now? Like, how amazing are they?
They're amazing. They're playing very good football. I think Klopp is doing an amazing job. All the players are very focused. Right now, Liverpool is I think is one of the best team on the world.
Is he the best manager? Is Klopp the best manager in the Premier League at the
Yeah,
moment?
for sure, for sure, for sure.
More than Guardiola.
More than Guardiola.
Thank you very much. This is why I respect you a lot, because there's some people here who's not gonna agree with this.
Yeah, no, I'm agree.
Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna allow some of the people who are on the call to ask you some questions. So Saeed, he has some questions. He will unmute their mic, and then they can ask you the question themselves. Is that okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Saeed, over to you.
Yep, assalamu alaikum everyone. First we've got Akbar. Akbar, I'm going to mute you and you can ask your question.
Assalamu alaikum, Momo.
Alaikum salam
I
wa rahmatullah.
just wanted to ask, when you played for Liverpool and you scored your goal against Sunderland from so far out, how did it feel, and what went through your mind when you took that shot?
Yeah, when I scored my first goal for Liverpool, I was very happy. And I was very proud because it was my first goal with Liverpool. And to be honest, this time because a long time I was waiting to have my first goal with the Liverpool shot, and to be honest, I was very very happy.
Thanks, Akbar. Next we've got Abdu Gaucho. You can ask your question.
We have a fellow Mali player here.
Salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Comment ça va, Mohamed?
Ça va, tu vas bien?
Ouais, je vais bien, merci. Alors, j'ai une question pour toi. Il y a une question que je me suis toujours posée.
Gaucho, can you please, if you don't mind, because there's so many people who don't understand French, can you ask in English?
Okay.
You do French and English.
Okay,
sure.
okay, no problem.
I wanted to do it in English, but Marjan told me to.
Okay.
Alors, il y a une question que je me suis toujours posée, les joueurs de foot. Je me suis toujours posé la question, comment ils font pour gérer le stress? Tu vois, entre les grands contrats, entre les salaires, entre la concurrence, je me suis toujours demandé comment ils font pour gérer cette pression.
Yeah. I will spend in French or in English?
English, please, if
Attends,
possible.
je vais poser la question en anglais, comme ça ils vont comprendre les autres. So, when football players, they sign, like, for example, for big clubs, or when they have like big games, I always wonder how they deal with the pressure and what they do to get rid of that pressure.
Good question.
But it's not easy. When you are young, when you heard a lot of things about money, about all these things is not easy.
Yeah.
But when you have good people around you, you don't feel this pressure because they make you be focused on you not change you how you need to be focused for football, and you need to have a good people around you, because without this it's not easy, to be honest.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Merci.
Thanks, Gaucho. Next we've got Kisima's, his audio is not working, so let's move on to Hamza. Hamza, I'm going to mute you now.
Assalamu alaikum, Momo.
Alaikum salam.
Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Mubarak, you too, bro.
How are you? Okay?
I'm good, alhamdulillah.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you, I know that you retired now, and obviously in the past you played for Liverpool. If you had the chance, would you play for Manchester United? Even though you played for Liverpool?
No, I didn't have the chance, but nah, I'm a Liverpool fan, and I'm
Come
very
on,
proud
brother.
I know you support Manchester United. I know.
Yeah, man. But how are you? You okay, brother?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. You?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. Yeah. I thought I'll
Alhamdulillah.
ask you the question. I know Liverpool don't like Manchester United. I know this.
I know you support. I know you support Man U.
That's it, brother. Yeah, okay. No worries. You take care, brother.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks for your question, Hamza. That was delightful. Ali, next. Levis.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum, brothers.
Wa alaikum salam, bro.
Yes, me. I'm from Gambia. I'm living UK.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Eid Mubarak. Hey, Eid Ramadan Mubarak. First of all, I want to ask you because I want to ask you when you start play football professional. What age you start playing in football professional?
Yeah, I start. It was for my professional. I started to play with 70 years old with Valencia. And before I was playing in Auxerre in France, and after that, Auxerre need to give me a professional contract. But after I decided to move to Spain because Rafa Benitez want me, so I decided to go to Spain. With 70 years old, I play with Valencia.
So after that, what did you feel the first day you start playing and big pitch, maybe 15, 16 people watching? So how did you feel that day and your first day? And then after the game, because before you come there, you was playing with your friend, maybe academy or something like that. So after the game, so how do you feel, you and your friend?
No, I was very happy, very proud. And I said, this is just the beginning. I need to work. But for my first game, I remember it was amazing because I said to myself, I work, I work in the academy. I was doing a lot of sacrifice. I was working a lot. Alhamdulillah, and right now I'm here and I play in front of a lot of people. And this is the beginning, but I need to work to be a superstar.
And then the last one, which idea you have for the young players who try to be professional? And if you have any experience or idea to give advice to the people, because sometimes the people say when you get 20 years or 19 years,
no,
I can't be professional anymore.
No, it's not true. It's not true. You need to work. You need to all the time believe because some people, you need to believe in yourself. You need to work a lot, and just when people know is Allah, and Allah, if you work and you pray, you can be a professional football player. I'm sure.
Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ali. Next, we've got Sufzia. Just going to mute you now.
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
How are you doing, brother?
I'm good, brother.
Good, brother. I've got two quick questions, brother. The first one is, when you were playing, who was the most difficult player that you played against, you personally?
To be honest, Ronaldinho, it was a crazy thing.
Did he twist you up a lot, yeah?
He make me crazy because the dribbling, how fast he was. He was a top player.
Yeah, some people compare me to Ronaldinho. Just saying.
Yeah.
So obviously, if I played against you, it might twist up your brain,
Oh, for sure.
Momo, I think we got a Man United fan here.
I'm a neutral fan, neutral. The second question, just a quick one. Who would you prefer, Ronaldo or Messi?
Difficult question, but to be honest,
Easy
Messi
answer.
is a Thailand player. You know, he born like you know with you know. But me, to be honest, I prefer Cristiano Ronaldo because you know when he was young, he was talent player, but he work, and for me right now, he's one of the best. And for me, I prefer Ronaldo because he sacrifices himself. He's working a lot, and all the time. Right now, he's 35 years old. He's still working a lot, and I respect this.
Okay, next we've got Musa Jawara. Go ahead, Musa.
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum, Momo.
Alaikum salam.
Doing well. Well, my question is just regarding you spoke to Bobby in regards to your deen, how important Islam is to you. So my quick question, I've just got a quick question. Like at that high level of football, do you think your deen might be a bit affected? Because some people might think once you get to that level, your deen might get a bit affected. And what are the things that you are doing just to make sure like your deen wasn't affected once you got to that level?
No, they don't affect. I don't know because you know at the end, you know when you when I was doing my religion, and it was better for me, you know, because sometimes you know I have doing something wrong, but after all the time the religion tell me you need to go back to the religion to have the good level, because when I was doing wrong things, you know, I was not playing well, I was not happy in my life, but when I was close to Allah, I was very happy and very successful.
Yeah, that's great to hear, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Musa. Next we've got Kisima. Kisima, I'm going to mute now and you can ask your question.
Assalamu alaikum, Muhammad Sissoko.
Wa alaikum salam.
Okay, my name was Kisima. I'm one of your fans, you know, so just to let you know.
Thank you, my brother.
Okay, bro. I've got a question, yeah. For example, you have some French friends, like Pogba, Public Evra, even though if they're not your friends, but you know them, yeah.
Yeah.
And so most of them, they are family from like originally from Africa, but they're playing for France. They were born in France, right? So my question was like, how did you feel when they won the World Cup as French African players? What was your feeling? And then were you like so proud of that? And what would be your advice for the young players who are coming up? Like, for example, they are born in Europe but originally from Africa. What would be your advice? Would you advise them to go back to play for their like original countries, or they could still play for their European countries? What would be your advice for that?
No, you know, when the French people win the World Cup, I was very proud for them, because you know it's amazing when you win the World Cup. But the advice how I can is depends of the player. You know, me by myself, I decide to play for Mali. I born in France, but I decide to play for Mali because I'm feeling Malian. Because I'm doing all my life. My dad talked to me in Soninke, and my life is African side, and my heart also is Africa. So I want to and that time I want to help to the Mali national team grow up and give a good image. But only one is he's doing what he wants to do, and that's it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next, we've got Kasim. Kasim, you can ask your question. Go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
How are you, brother? You okay?
I'm good. You?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. my question is just a very quick one. So obviously football is a 90-minute game, or depending on extra time, it's quite an intense game. So what would you say, although obviously it's the same thing, but would you say your diet or the training exercise you do is more important for you to play full 90 minutes at a high level? So, you have players like, Ronaldo, has all these players that can play the full 90 minutes and extra at a high pace consistently. What would you say is the key for that? Is it the constant training on specific things, or is it your diet, what you eat and how you eat? What plays a bigger part?
No, I think the quality of the work is the more important, because sometimes a lot of manager make a lot of physical work, but in football is the head. You need to play with the head, and after you need to know the movement, all these things, and after you can play 19 minutes, because some players work during the game, but they run for nothing. And some players, you have the impression they don't run, but they are in the good time, in the good moment. This is
the right position. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That was my question. I thank you very much for that, brother. Thank you.
Salam.
Thank you, Kasim. We've actually got a question on our Facebook page from Jamila Hakmoon. She's asked, do you think your eye injury caused a permanent change in your ability to play?
Yeah, for sure, because it was a bad moment for me, bad moment for my body, bad moment for my eyes. But it was like this. You can change nothing. But this injury affect me a lot of my football.
Okay, I got a question myself. I was wondering, obviously you've played for some very big clubs. You've worked under some very good managers. Who's the best manager you've worked under, and why? What sets them apart from other managers?
But Rafa Benitez, because he gave me the opportunity to play on the high level with 70 years old. So I think Rafa for me is the best manager.
Any particular reason why?
Because he's a good tactician. He knows football. He understands how he knows he knows everything about football, and he gives you a lot of good confidence to win the game.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Because it's getting very late now for brother.
Oh man.
Oh, Tahir. Okay, well, we'll take one more question, because I know Tahir, he is a big fan of Momo. This is the last question. Go on, Tahir.
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Hello, Momo. Sissoko, big fan. I was very sad when you left Liverpool. Very sad. It was very heartbreaking. My question is, who is the best African player of all time? That's the first question. And who's the best African player you played with, and the current best African player?
It's a lot of questions, man.
Yeah. I think the best for me, one of Jejo Kocha, for me, was an amazing player.
Oh, okay.
He didn't play in the big team, but he have everything to play in this big team. And after, the best African who I play with, he was I don't know. I think Mamadou Diarra from Real Madrid. I think he was an amazing player. And the last one?
The last one was who's the current best African player? Current, like right now.
Right now?
Like.
What do you mean current? Because
like right now, like Salah, Mane, Aubameyang.
Yeah,
like right now.
I think Sadio Mane is the best right now. He's the best African player.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, bro. Alaikum salam.
Momo, Jazakallah, thank you very much for coming on. I know it's very late for you as well. This is, I think we wanted to make you a little bit unique, because I'm sure you have so many interviews with so many people about your career and things. what we wanted to do is provide an opportunity for the younger people to ask the question themselves, so they feel like I spoke to Mohammed Sissoko.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah, I'm very proud of this. I'm very proud.
Do you have any final messages before we let you go?
Ramadan Kareem for everyone, and Allah bless everyone, and that's it. Assalamu alaikum to everyone.
Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum.